Hello, friends. Greetings from the center of the volcano in New England. Damn, it is hot. Uh, anyhow, I thought, what are we going to talk about this week, this time around? I wasn't sure. And then a couple weeks ago, I was in Rhode Island on vacation, and they have a Quaker meeting house there. And I've been intrigued by the Quakers. So I was like, let me go to one of their Sunday services. So I go by myself, and there's like a sign on the back door, and it says like, meeting 10:30, whatever. Great, I'm in the right place. I walk in and I like walk into this room with like all these people sitting around, and they're all talking, and I'm like, maybe I thought I was early, but maybe I'm late. And so I was like kind of like inching in, and somebody waves, so I like wave. And I'm like, what do I do now? So I like went over to the side, and I sat down, and I just kind of sat there. And it's quickly becoming evident that I'm in the middle of a board meeting. And nobody's like telling me to go or telling me, hooray, you're here for the board meeting. I'm just sitting there. So I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? Uh So that was fun. So they wrapped up the meeting about 10 minutes later. And then like people dispersed, and I'm like, hi, I'm new. And they're like, oh, great. We're about to start the service. Welcome, welcome. They seemed happy to have me. So, and then some other woman, thank God, walks in. She's like, hi, I'm new. I'm like, oh, thank God, be my best friend, right? So we start the service. And if you don't know, and thank God I knew this before going in, because otherwise I would have been like having a nervous breakdown. Their services, you just sit in silence. There's no leader, there's no sermon, there's no music, there's nothing, right? You just sit there. You sit there for about an hour. If the spirit moves people, they can like make a pronouncement or something, but this day nobody said anything. So we sat in silence for an hour. But while I was sitting there, what does this have to do with tarot? While I was sitting there, and doing my meditation, I had like, people talk about this. I don't know how I feel about this stuff, but they talk about the violet flame. It's supposed to like appear to you in your meditation, like when you're divinely connected. I've never really thought about much of it. I don't know. But all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my meditation, and clear as day, there is like this violet flame flickering in my head. And I'm like, is this what's this happening? And I'm like, no, it needs to go away. But it did not go away. And I'm like, all right, so what am I supposed to know? And then this popped into my head, the ABCs of tarot. And I'm like, okay, let's go. ABCs of tarot. So I was initially thinking this was going to be a book. Then I'm like, it's the ABCs, the hidden ABCs of tarot. And we're going to go look at symbols that are hidden in the cards. Um, but now this brings us to today, because I am not in any mood to write a book. I've got two stalled projects. So here we are. This is going to be a video series. The ABCs, the emotional ABCs of tarot. I was like, what if we look at the, instead of looking at the card meanings, because we have videos about that already, let's look at how different emotions can be seen in the cards. So we're going to try this. We'll try, we'll see. So our first letter is A, and I thought anger. Let's do anger. So I have some cards. Now, this is not comprehensive, and you don't have to buy into this. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe you have different cards that you would pick for anger, and that is fine. But here's what I have. So first, the obvious is the Tower. Um, just it's got an angry vibe to it, right? Like it's more like it's like the wrath of God kind of anger. If I So if I pulled this card and I was like, I don't know how this fits into somebody's life, I could say like, are you feeling where are you feeling anger in your life? Are you feeling mad at the world? Are you feeling mad at God for any reason? So that touches on anger. Next, another obvious one, we have the devil, right? You might not see the anger there, but well, I guess you do in his face. He does seem kind of angry. He's pissed off. Why is he pissed off? Well, I mean, he's, got hairy legs and horns and wings, and that might make you feel a little angry at the world. Um, and of course, we have our people that are like in a prison here, they're tied down. So, this could be like, are you angry at a situation that you feel stuck in, that you feel like you can't get out of, or you can get out of, but it pisses you off that you have to go through the motions to get out of. So that's that. Next, we have the Seven of Wands. This to me feels very angry. I feel like he is just pissed off at everybody around him and he is done. He is going to stick up for himself. He is going to stand his ground. He doesn't want to take any more bullshit. So are you angry at the people around you who aren't being helpful, who you feel are pushing back against you, who aren't being supportive? What's going on there? We could also see a similar vibe in the Five of Wands, although I don't think we're there yet. I think this may be like if this card comes up, I'd be like, okay, if you're in a situation with a group of people, you don't want it to escalate to this. So check your emotions, check how you're feeling. If you feel that anger starting to bubble up, then you know that the situation's progressing. And then lastly, for anger, King and Queen of Wands, but if they were reversed. So, because, well, maybe even right side up. Let's talk about it. So, we have our wands, our fire energy, right? That can be motivation and spark and excitement and adventure, but it can also mean hot-tempered, aggressive, fiery. Um, and particularly with the King of Wands reversed, that feels to me like he doesn't get his way. So he's gonna be pissed off. He may lash out. But the Queen of Wands reversed, that feels more passive aggressive to me. Particularly, we have the cat representing the intuition here. There's a disconnect from her community or from the situation, whatever's going on, and therefore she's pissed off. But I don't think she's gonna take like direct action. She's gonna be a little sketchy about it. So those are some cards for anger. I wonder what you think about those. And then I thought we would do B as well. B, I picked boredom. So the obvious card, Four of Cups. He is bored. He's sitting under a tree. He's looking at these cups. He's not even noticing this pretty exciting thing happening off to his side. This magical cloud coming in, holding a cup. He's not even noticing because he's so bored. He's a dull boy. Also for boredom, we have temperance. This is me, folks. This is my take on temperance. This card feels so boring to me, but sometimes you need this card. Sometimes it's really good to have this card. It's about balance. It's about alchemy. It's about creating change and getting ready to go on another new path to a bright new day. Um, it's lovely and pleasant, but it's pretty damn boring. All right. And then the last card, this may be controversial for boredom. Ten of Swords. Because here we're done with something. We have sorts, it's ideas, it's thinking about something, and we've just thought it to death. We've gone over and over and over and over it. And either there's no solution or it's just not going away. We just don't want to think about it anymore. We are bored by whatever this stressful thing is, and that's it. We are done. So, so there you go. What do you think of that? What do you think about that? It's a different way to look at the cards. I would say, how do you do that in a reading? I would say if you pull a card and you're stuck, and it happens to everybody, you pull a card, it could be a card you know backwards, forwards, up and down, all of a sudden you're blanking on it. All right, then what emotion would it pull out? What, is there fear? Is there joy? Is there aggravation? Whatever. And then you can go from there. So, different way to look at the cards. Let me know what you think and keep cool, everybody. Bye.